Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to Seaside Stories. Today I'm joined by two friends who have decided to be anonymous for this session, so we're going to call them Scarlett and Frederico. Welcome to Seaside Stories, my friends.
Hey guys, let's get it going.
I would like for you to repeat after me for the Seaside Stories pledge. Do you mind? Do either of you mind?
No, definitely not. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So repeat after me. Seaside Stories is a safe place.
Seaside Stories is a safe place.
We tell these stories at our own pace.
We tell
these stories at our own pace.
Some sinful, some pure.
Some simple, some pure.
But all stories by the sea are safe and secure.
But all
stories by the sea are safe and secure.
Thank you. We can begin. I would like to tell you guys my story. This story takes place in 6th grade, so I was probably about. Yes, it's a weird one. It's not as explicit as the ones you've told, as you guys are telling me, but
it's worthy.
Just a funny story in the theme of like sexual topics and all that kind of stuff. I'm in 6th grade, as I said. I'm probably about 12 or 13 years old, and I'm taking the test that you have to take every year if you're from Connecticut. It's called the CMT, the Connecticut Mastery Test. I'm sure you guys might know about it. And it's the yearly test where you like calculate, what your smartness levels are.
Fuck standardized testing.
Yes, fuck standardized testing. So I'm in class, and there's a little chatter around the room. And when there's chatter around the room, some good shit is about to happen, especially in 6th grade. Like, that is prime chatter. That is prime, like, insanity. Like, that 6th grade is the year for that. And, there's kids whispering. I maybe see some notes being passed around. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, something's brewing, but like nobody could talk because it's the CMT and everyone's, putting in the fucking bubbles and filling in the scantrons, all that stuff. So eventually I get a brief little, telephone communication through the crowd, and I hear the news, and I hear that there's an illegal sale of some sort happening in the boys' bathroom by no one other than the Kyle of our grade, who was actually named Kyle, which is crazy, but he's like the textbook definition, punch a hole in the wall, monster, Kyle, all that stuff. So,
just like Frederico.
Yep, he's just like Frederico. So I push my little CMT crackers aside, a little juice box aside, and I raise my hand. I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom and check out what all the fuss is about. And so I get up, I sign out on like the sign out sheet, and I head towards the bathroom, and I move slow, I move diligent. I'm sweating with anticipation. I'm walking through the halls. Open the door, creak. And there I see Kyle. I'm like, all right, something's going down. I don't outright say anything because I don't want to approach the Kyle in any sort of, way that might scare off the Kyle. So I'm like, all right.
You don't want to be suspicious.
Yeah, you don't want to make him mad. You punch his walls.
Don't want him to think you're a narc.
Exactly. So I go in, and he's standing there, and he's being quiet. He's looking at me, arms crossed. Empty-handed. I see nothing. I'm like, all right, like, if he's selling, weed or something, like, maybe it's in his pocket, whatever. And he's facing me, and I go walk into the bathroom, and he gives me, like, a nod out of the corner of his eye. I'm like, huh. So, I nod back, dip into the stall, take out my penis, and I piss. All right, I piss. And I hear a voice come through the stall. Yo, you buying? I'm like, what are you selling, dude? Like, I don't know what it is. Like, maybe I am. I don't know. So, finish up my piss, and I open the door, and he's standing there, and I still don't see anything. I'm like, all right, what could this guy be selling? And he tips back a green trash can. It was like a tall metal trash can, and under it, I just see a stack of vintage Playboys. And this was my first time ever seeing a dirty mag, so that's my story, like seeing a dirty mag. So Like he definitely stole them from his dad or something, because this shit was like old. Like this was like
vintage porno mag. It would have been better if he had like a trench coat on and opened it up.
That's how I imagine it. Like he's standing there with like a little beret on or something, with like a fucking like a cigarette or like a pipe
rolled
or something.
Cigarette in his mouth with his fucking trench coat on.
He's like, hey, you want a porno? And he's like in the alley, like a dark alley, like in the shadow or something. Like, that's what it felt like. And I just imagine my face is just like glowing, like you know, like from the magazines.
Yeah.
And I'm just like jaw dropped, like what is going on? And he picks up the magazines and he starts flipping through, and he's giving his sales pitch. You know, he's like, $5 a page, I'll slice, you know, whatever. 15 for the centerfold. We got Rosie Lynn limited edition. Only lightly sticky, only lightly used. My dad used it twice. Like all this stuff.
We got
I'm
full
like,
bush. We got half bush.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like, I'm just like overwhelmed. I'm like, wow, I should probably get out of here and go back to my test. I didn't buy any because Catholic guilt, Irish Catholic guilt. It's just how it is. I was just like, no, I'm not getting involved in this shit. And I go back in and I start to take the test again. I'm just like, whatever, like, I guess that happened.
So he's just hanging out in the bathroom like the whole time, just selling.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's like, fuck the standardized test. I'm gonna monopolize this free time and fucking sell my dad's porno mags.
Yup, he totally skipped it. I mean, he didn't give a shit, this guy. He was, I mean, kind of a legend in his own regard, like a young entrepreneur. I really can't say shit about it. Like the dude was doing his thing. I would love to know
what he's doing now.
I know, right?
Like an OnlyFans.
Yeah, I think he might even follow me, so maybe he'll see this, but I don't even know. But so I'm in the CMT and I'm taking the test. You know, I'm going ham on the fucking math section, just not knowing what I'm doing. I'm just trying to go as fast as I can. Like I lost some time due to this whole ordeal, so I'm just like, I gotta move as fast as I can. And I see kids just signing out left and right. Like every kid's like, I see them going over like signing out of the thing. I see them come back and their pockets are like, you know, they're like stuffed, or they're like hiding something under their shirt, like something. No, I'm kidding. They didn't do that, but it is funnier to say that they did that. But they were actually signing out to go check what was going on, you know. And you know, I'm taking the test, and eventually there's a knock on the door, and my homeroom teacher is like summoned to come out to the hallway, and I just see every guy's face in the class like looking around like, oh, we're fucked. Like everybody's just like,
hide your boners.
Yeah. Everybody's face just went white. We're like, oh, something's going down. So they come in, and what do they grab? The fucking sign out sheet. They grabbed the sign out sheet. My name was on there. It was like prime time, like when I was doing it, when everybody else was. And I'm thinking like, fuck, dude, like I didn't even buy it. I was just curious, and I went in there and I found out what it was. I came out, I'm innocent, and I didn't even get porn, and I'm about to get busted. You know, that's the worst part.
Yeah, you didn't even get to receive like the good part of it.
Exactly. And apparently like this sale had spread throughout the school. Like I heard that many people had been coughing up their, you know, lunch money for these dirty mags, and you know,
my God.
So the word was spreading quickly, and and I'm just the whole time I'm thinking too, like imagine the one kid like who went in there, just had to take a shit, and now they're just like the little sex deviant now, like they're just seen on the list, like this guy was in there for 30 minutes, what the fuck was he doing in there? He's doing something terrible in there. I was like, no, I was just taking a shit, man. Like
I wasn't jerking to the mag, I swear. Yeah.
Exactly. But I see like kids starting to get picked out, and I'm like, oh my god, no. And they're going down the list, and somehow they skip me. I got away with it, and I made it out alive, and I'm so grateful, because if I got suspended for porn at age 12, I just feel like that would have set the tone for all of middle school and high school, and it would have been just fucking terrible. So I'm so glad that I did not get busted for that.
I feel like you would have like maybe got some pussy after that.
Yeah, maybe I would be like the badass. Like, yeah, I wonder if Kyle did. Like, oh, this guy, he's a badass. He hangs out in the bathroom. He steals porn from his dad.
Well, I don't know about Kyle. I'm saying more maybe the people who bought it. I feel like Kyle himself, people are probably like, love you, Kyle, though. I have respect for your game.
Did anyone get caught or in trouble?
Well, Kyle got suspended.
Other than him, yeah. But did any of the purchasers or potential buyers get in
I think
trouble?
I think he had a couple like people working for him, like his henchmen, who were. I seriously, I think that there was a few people who got busted who were like part of the operation. Like it was a big deal. So maybe they got busted. I'll have to ask. I know one kid still to this day who was part of the operation. I know that he got in trouble. So I'll have to ask him. But Whether the magazines were returned to the dad or not, I have no clue. I wouldn't even know if if they confiscate it. Like, I don't even know if that goes back to the dad. Like, what do you even do in that situation? As a teacher, that's a shitty situation too, because you gotta like.
The principal's like jerking off.
Yeah, and you gotta wrangle up these like horny little kids and be like, who is looking at the? You know, it's like it's a nightmare situation for everybody. But the point is, I made it out alive, and that is my story of how I saw my first dirty mag.
Nice, nice. Now you can just go on the internet anytime you want.
Yep.
I mean,
true.
you probably could have went on the internet then,
Yeah, you
too,
definitely
but
could.
like,
Like an iPod Touch or something.
yeah, on your
PSP.
on your Nintendo.
Exactly. Well, with that being said, thank you so much, Scarlett and Frederico. This was quite an honor to have you here in the woods with me. I hope you feel better. I feel like I got some stuff off my chest. I hope you did as well. Thanks for being great listeners, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having us,
Like a
man.
therapy
Appreciate
session for
it.
me.
All right, me too. Thanks, guys.